Think of my grandparents and certainly my parents.
Out of 2,781 billionaires holding over $14 trillion in wealth in the world, America is home to 835 of them, the highest number in a country. Among these, some live like average income earners, and one lives like a poor man despite being born into one of the wealthiest families on Earth. What is his motivation, and where do his billions of dollars go if not his lifestyle? Here is the inspiring and controversial story of Jim Walton, who is part of the Walmart family. 100 Billion Club. In September 2024, Jim Walton's wealth crossed $100 billion and had him placed among a small group of the world's richest people, including Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Warren Buffett. This means he claimed 13th place on the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, which in every term is a major achievement in his financial status. Bloomberg reports that only 15 people worldwide have a net worth above $100 billion. Surprisingly, Jim Walton's wealth grew by $28 billion last year, reaching $101 billion. This sharp increase is mainly due to Walmart's stock rising by 50%, setting a new record. In addition to stock gains, Jim Walton also earned over $15 billion from stock sales and dividends over time, according to Bloomberg. In 1953, Sam Walton wisely gave each of his 4 children a 20% share in what later became a massive retail empire. At the time, he only owned a few stores. However, by structuring his business as a family partnership and passing down ownership early, he avoided leaving them a giant inheritance after he passed away as a billionaire in 1992. This move saved his children a huge amount in estate taxes. Since then, the Walmart family has been known for massive expansion and generational wealth that has expanded in billions, even up to the 3rd generation. The empire started as a small 5 and dime shop in Bentonville, Arkansas. It has grown into a retail giant, pulling in $600 billion in yearly sales, with over 1,600 million employees in the United States. This is about 1% of the country's workforce. It stands among the biggest companies in the world, valued at $630 billion. Despite soaring inflation and rising interest rates, Walmart has thrived, fueled by steady consumer spending. Investors have driven up its stock this year, expecting prices to level out, interest rates to drop, and the United States economy to stay solid. Before exploring why this billionaire lives like a poor man, let's understand his early life and career path. Perhaps his decision to be frugal stems from his early days. Early days and career path. James Carr Walton, widely known as Jim Walton, was born on the 7th of June 1948 in Newport, Arkansas. He spent his childhood in Bentonville alongside his siblings Rob, John, and Alice. His father, Sam Walton, was a former military officer with a sharp business mind who, along with his brother Bud, laid the foundation for Walmart in 1962. Growing up in a hardworking and close family, Jim saw firsthand the relentless effort and vision that shaped what became one of the world's largest retailers. Jim attended Bentonville High School, where he stood out academically and on the football field. After high school, he studied at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, earning a bachelor's degree in business administration in 1971. After finishing his education, Jim Walton started working at Walmart, learning different parts of the retail business. He began as a clerk and gradually moved up the ranks, eventually becoming the president of Walmart International. In this position, he managed Walmart's operations in several countries, including Mexico and Canada. As Walmart grew into a retail powerhouse, Jim Walton's career shifted slightly from his siblings. Instead of focusing solely on the family's retail empire, he focused on the financial side of their wealth. In 1975, he entered the banking industry by joining Arvest Bank, a regional bank based in Bentonville that his father, Sam Walton, had originally established as a community bank. Fortunately, under his leadership, Arvest expanded far beyond its modest beginnings, becoming one of the largest regional banks in the country. Arvest, a Walton-owned regional bank, has over 260 locations and serves over 100 communities across Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma. The Walton family built Arvest through a series of bank purchases, starting with the Bank of Bentonville in 1961, followed by the Bank of Pea Ridge in 1963, and the First National Bank and Trust Company in 1975. The bank grew even larger in 2013 when it acquired 29 Bank of America branches in the region. By 2022, Arvest Bank Group had more than $20 billion in assets, making it the largest bank in Arkansas by deposits and one of the biggest in Oklahoma, based on the number of branches. Along with leading Arvest Bank, Jim Walton played an active role in Walmart's leadership. From 2005 to 2016, he served on the company's board of directors and kept a firm link between the Walton family and the business his father built. Walton's position allowed him to help shape his future while ensuring that the family's original vision remained at the heart of its decisions. Jim stepped away from the board in 2016, but the Walton presence did not fade. His legacy helped to sustain Walmart's legacy. However, despite being busy with wealth accumulation, Jim also had a life outside of business. Relationship and family. While expanding and developing his professional life, Jim Walton's personal life also unfolded behind the public's eyes because he is a top-secret guy when it comes to his personal life. Jim and Lynn McNabb Walton gave love a chance and quietly married each other. While some marriages last for only a short period, some relationships are meant to last forever. Lynn McNabb Walton and her husband, Jim Walton, are the perfect example, as the duo has been married for over 3 decades. Although the couple's exact wedding details and relationship timeline haven't been revealed yet, there is no denying that they have already found their person and are continuing a legacy forward. Lynn and Jim do almost everything side by side. They are always there for one another through life's ups and downs. Jim has been a devoted husband who offers his wife constant support, and their marriage remains strong. Their journey together is one of commitment and trust. There is every reason to believe their love will continue for years. Lynn McNabb Walton has always stayed out of the spotlight, focusing instead on raising her children with love, care, and dedication. She has made sure they receive the best education while also providing them with emotional and financial support. As a devoted mother of 4, her priority has always been her family. Now let's take a closer look at her children. Lynn and Jim's eldest child and only daughter is Alice Ann Walton, born in November 1979. She pursued her education at Wake Forest University and earned a bachelor's degree in Spanish. She later continued her studies at Stanford Graduate School of Education and earned a master's in education policy. Her dedication to learning led her to serve on the Board of Trustees at Wake Forest University, her undergraduate alma mater. Beyond academics, Alice is deeply involved in education advocacy. She chairs the board of directors for the Walton Family Foundation, focusing on charter schools, environmental concerns, and water-related issues. Sam Walton's granddaughter has been involved in the foundation's environment, K-12 education, and home region program committees. Her personal and professional experiences have allowed her to build strong connections with each of the foundation's charitable programs. As someone passionate about education, the Graduate School of Education alumni has worked on K-12 education scholarships and data analysis for the foundation. She has also gained experience as the Director of Student Services at KIPP Denver Collegiate High School. In addition, she held a managerial role at SCORE Tutoring Center in Alexandria, Virginia, further strengthening her commitment to education. At SCORE, Miss Walton worked with students from different backgrounds. This gave her valuable experience in running a business. The opportunity to work closely with young people also sparked her interest in youth development programs. Now, she focuses on immigration advocacy, technology education, and efforts that promote healthier lifestyles. Aside from her work in education and advocacy, Alice has also stepped into real estate. In June 2017, she entered Baltimore's property market with plans to revitalize part of the city. She played a key role in the renovation of Hotel Revival, helping to bring new life to the area. Along with real estate, she has also invested in Walmart and Sam's Club, keeping a connection to the family business. With her ability to engage in multiple fields, there is no doubt that Alice Ann Walton has built a solid financial standing. Her various business ventures are also a good source of income. Meanwhile, her father, Jim Walton, has an estimated fortune of $114 billion. Just imagine the child of a billionaire working so hard. This means Jim trained his children with ethics and values, not luxury. On a personal note, she found happiness in her marriage to Joseph Thomas Proietti. The two exchanged vows on the 6th of September 2009. She later took her husband's surname. Together, Alice A. Proietti and Thomas continue to share a happy life. The couple's wedding took place at Camp War Eagle in Rogers. Reverend Arthur Fogarty led the ceremony. The bride wore a strapless silk chiffon gown, decorated with handcrafted flowers, beaded details, and a split front overskirt. As her father, Jim Walton, walked her down the aisle, she carried a crescent bouquet of gardenias. Amy Von Diest Carlson stood by her side as the maid of honor. The bridesmaids included Tracy Proietti, Allison Wettengel, Katie Proietti, Jana Rosenblatt, Miriam Immoberstag, and Joanne Phillips. On the groom's side, Chris Proietti served as the best man. The groomsmen were Tom Walton, Stuart Walton, Toby Ernst, James Walton, Drew Ernst, and George Dingledine. Alice Ann Walton's husband, Joseph, is the son of Melissa Proietti and Don Proietti. He attended the University of Baltimore School of Law, less than a mile from the Hotel Revival. The husband-wife pair have made considerable donations to the college. It has been many years since Joseph and Alice walked down the aisle. However, it remains a mystery if the duo has any children, as Sam Walton's granddaughter, Alice A. Proietti, is not active on social media. Finding more information about her personal life has become equally challenging. Nonetheless, Mrs. Proietti must be living a wonderful life away from the media limelight. We hope she reveals more about herself in the coming days. We wish her a successful career ahead, and hopefully we can see her business flourishing in the coming days. 2 years after the birth of their daughter, Lynn and Jim Walton welcomed their first son, Stuart Walton, in April. Stuart is an attorney, businessman, and director at Walmart, the global retail company founded by his grandfather. He is also the founder and chairman of RZC Investments, an investment company based in Bentonville, Arkansas. He also founded Game Composites, a United States company that manufactures carbon fiber aircraft and aircraft parts, where he previously served as chief executive officer. In addition, he co-founded Runway Group, a holding company that invests in real estate, outdoor projects, and hospitality businesses. Stuart is a director at Rafa Racing Limited, a cycling apparel company, and oversees several of his family's businesses. He is also a board member of the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, and Leadership for Education Equity. He holds a law degree from Georgetown University and worked at Allen & Overy. During his time in London, he was part of Walmart's mergers and acquisitions team. Stuart is also happily married to actress and model Kelly Rohrbach. In addition to Stuart, Lynn and Jim have 2 more sons. Thomas L. Walton was born in September 1983 and is the managing principal of the Rope Swing organization. Like his brother, Thomas is a Walton Family Foundation board member, where he works alongside his older sister, Alice. Thomas and his siblings must have created many special memories while growing up. All 4 children were raised in Bentonville, Arkansas, by their parents. Even though their grandfather was one of America's most successful and wealthiest businessmen, their childhood was not extraordinary. Like regular kids, they spent hours playing in the creek and enjoying simple outdoor activities. Regarding his education, Thomas graduated from Northern Arizona University. During his college years, he explored the mountainous region of Flagstaff on his bicycle while studying business and history. As the son of a billionaire, Thomas Leighton Walton has been in the public eye from a young age. Even though he keeps his personal life private, people have often been curious about his relationships. Thomas has been happily married to Olivia Stearns Walton since 2016. The two met in New York City through mutual friends, and their first date was at the Museum of Modern Art. Their marriage has remained strong, and they seem to enjoy a close bond. Olivia is the board chairperson for the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art and a former journalist. She also serves as principal of Ingeborg Investments, executive board chair of Momentary, and co-founder of the Heartland Summit. Like her husband, she is deeply involved in philanthropy, focusing on childhood well-being, the arts, and economic development in America's heartland. Despite their public roles, Thomas and Olivia have kept many details of their relationship private. However, they continue to build a life together, and there has been no talk of separation. It's no secret that someone who gives so much to the community likely takes the same devotion to their family. Thomas is a loving father to 2 daughters, and his affection for them is boundless. Alongside Olivia, he raises their children with care, warmth, and unwavering support. Lynn and Jim Walton's youngest son, James M. Walton, was born in August 1987. He has dedicated his efforts to philanthropy, conservation, and policy advocacy. He works alongside WEND, a social impact fund, to support meaningful projects that bring positive change. Looking at her children's lives, it is clear that Lynn has raised them well. Each has grown into a successful individual, pursuing their paths while making a difference. There is no doubt that Lynn takes great pride in the family she has built. Looking at this family, one can't help but admire how unique they are. While many well-known business figures are often in the media, the Waltons tend to keep their social media presence minimal, and Lynn McNabb Walton is no exception. Jim Walton's wife has chosen to stay out of the public eye and does not engage with social media. As a result, it is difficult to know what she has been up to lately, as she keeps her personal life private. She has also made very few public appearances in recent times. It would be a pleasant surprise if she ever decided to share glimpses of her life online, but for now, she remains focused on what matters most to her. Lynn is a strong and remarkable woman who puts her heart into everything she does. She is a devoted wife, a caring mother, and a kind-hearted individual. Though she prefers to avoid the spotlight, one can only hope she is living a happy and fulfilling life. Warm wishes go her way. Now back to Jim Walton's lifestyle. Why has he chosen to live like a poor man despite having such immense wealth? Jim Walton's simple lifestyle. With the control and wealth available to Jim and his children, he can live a lifestyle that no president in the history of the United States can afford. After all, he is over 20 times wealthier than Donald Trump, the richest president in the history of the United States. However, if you think hailing from a wealthy family will make you naturally inclined toward lavish spending, then think again. Not everyone follows that path. One example is Jim Walton, heir to the fortune his father, Sam Walton, created through Walmart. Jim drives an old Dodge Dakota pickup that is over 17 years old. Also, guess what? He is the 14th richest person in the world. You might already be wondering why a billionaire won't drive luxury cars like Rolls-Royce, Bugatti, or even McLaren. The truth is, it is not so difficult to understand billionaire Jim. He had a notoriously frugal and conservative father who must have instilled similar values in his children. One thing's for sure, the fact that Jim drives pickups and not Porsches makes him the opposite of most of the ultra-wealthy who are born into money. If wealth was inherited, then a billionaire is much more likely to indulge in exotic cars and other such luxury goods, says the Luxury Institute's Pedraza. However, Jim is off that expectation. His frugal father, Sam Walton, was known for simplicity. Despite the money he had as a billionaire in the late 1980s, he continued to drive a 1979 150 pickup truck. He used it for hunting and fishing trips and drove to various Walmart stores. He transferred wealth and a frugal lifestyle necessary to keep the wealth to his son. Despite not being a big spender on luxury, Jim Walton and his children have played a major role in helping charitable organizations and the communities they serve. As chairman of the Walton Family Foundation, he has focused on improving education, protecting the environment, and enhancing people's overall quality of life. Through the foundation, he has supported many programs aimed at making a difference. The Walton Family Foundation has provided large amounts of funding to schools, including charter schools and universities, to encourage innovation and improve access to quality education. Jim has also been involved in efforts to protect the environment, supporting groups that conserve natural resources and promote sustainability. He has donated a great deal to the Walton Family Foundation, a family-run organization. 3 generations of Sam and Helen Walton's descendants work together to improve K-12 education, protect rivers and oceans, along with the communities that depend on them, and invest in the development of Northwest Arkansas and the Arkansas-Mississippi Delta. In 2019, Jim Walton donated Walmart stock worth $1,200 billion, as reported by Bloomberg News. A regulatory filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission in June 2019 showed that Walton gave away 11.2 million shares as a charitable gift. The recipient was not named, but Walton family members have often donated to the Walton Family Foundation. In addition, another SEC filing from the previous week showed that Jim Walton's older brother, Rob Walton, also donated $135,000 of shares valued at $15 million to an undisclosed recipient. However, there is controversy about these Walmart family members' style of giving. What could this be, and where did it originate from? Controversies about the Walmart philanthropy. While other billionaires like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett donate more than 25% of their wealth to charity, members of the Walton family have given less than 0.4% to their family foundation. At the same time, the Chronicle of Philanthropy reports that average middle-income Americans donate about 6% of their earnings to charity. This information was discovered from a 2014 study of 23 years of tax records from the Walton Family Foundation. The analysis highlights how little the Walton family members have contributed to their charitable foundation. Rather than donating their own money, the Walton family funds their foundation through charitable lead annuity trusts. The report suggests that the foundation's main purpose is not charity, but helping the family grow their wealth by avoiding taxes. According to a previous study by Americans for Tax Fairness, the Walton family uses charitable-led annuity trusts to avoid around $3 billion in yearly estate taxes. What are charitable lead annuity trusts? Charitable lead annuity trusts are a type of trust created by financial planners to exploit tax law gaps, reducing gift and estate taxes when passing wealth from generation to generation. Many financial experts acknowledge that, under the right conditions, charitable lead annuity trusts can be used to eliminate estate and gift taxes on family wealth transfers. Talking about how they treat their employees, members of our Walmart, a group of current and former employees demanding better wages and working conditions, questioned why they had to depend on food stamps while working for the most profitable company in the country, owned by one of the world's richest families. The difference between the Walton family's wealth and the struggles of Walmart workers was shocking or terrible. In one example, employees at a Canton, Ohio store gained national attention after organizing a holiday canned food drive to help each other. Without enough working hours and fair wages, many Walmart employees had to rely on taxpayer-funded assistance, such as food stamps and Medicaid. As part of their efforts to challenge Walmart's practices, members of our Walmart went on strike in multiple cities that week to protest against the company's retaliation against workers who spoke out about income inequality. A 2018 report documented that many employees who had demanded better conditions faced the consequences, including being fired. Since the Waltons controlled most of Walmart's shares, they had the power to raise wages for the company's 1.4 million employees. However, despite their immense wealth, the Waltons ignored workers' demands for fair hours and a minimum yearly income of $25,000. While Walmart's hourly workers struggled to cover their basic needs, its board approved large compensation packages for top executives in 2014. A Walmart chief executive officer earned 1,034 times the average worker's salary, making it the highest chief executive officer to worker pay gap among Fortune 500 companies. Despite this, Walmart's president and chief executive officer, Doug McMillon, who took over, claimed he was just another associate, even though he received $9.56 million in compensation the previous year. As long as the Waltons ignored the concerns of Walmart employees while focusing on growing their personal wealth, workers at the world's largest retailer had no choice but to take stronger action to make their voices heard. Beyond the organization, this is a bad reputation for the Walton family. Many believed in and were even inspired by their simple lifestyle and philanthropy. However, it turned out they were allegedly using it to evade taxes. Nevertheless, no one can judge if they're wrong or right. Business is a strategy, and each organization has its way of keeping its business profitable yearly. Don't you think? With Jim Walton's frugal lifestyle, what is your opinion about the unsatisfied workers? Did he really care about others' well-being? Or was he all about himself and family? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, watch the other videos displayed on your screen.